Today's player profile kind of sits with me in my own head, my own heart, because on my AC Milan save on the other channel, go check that out, I brought this kid in and very interested to see how he grows. This is the best way to do it. Rasmus Højlund, I have absolutely no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is only 19 years old, Danish, worth 7.5 to 22 million pounds. There you go, 10.5K per week. He is with Atalanta right now. I have him on my AC Milan save. I think I probably picked him up for around 10 million or so. Not great, but now that Giroud's injured, he is coming in as my first team striker and actually has done fairly well. He has a lot to learn. As you can see, some of his numbers are not the greatest, but dribbling of 12, finishing of 15 is fantastic. The problem that I'm having with him right now in the 23-24 season that I'm in is that he likes to run off sides all the time. And he could have some wonderful goals, but if he's off sides, it obviously doesn't matter. But first touch of 13, heading of 13, passing of 12, technique of 13, some good 14s and 15s here, some good 13s, 14s, and 15s in the physical. We're going to see if his technicals grow at all in this sim, because that seems to be the bug that we're seeing all the time now. Mentals and physicals usually grow through the roof. So as you can see, for career milestones, in 2020, he did make his senior club debut for Copenhagen, and then in 2021, scored his first senior club for Copenhagen, and that is it that we have so far. As you can see, the clubs he has played for is currently Copenhagen in 2019, all the way through 2022. Sturm Graz picked him up for 2.2 million, moved him to Austria. In 2021, I don't know if there was a loan somewhere in there, but then moved to Atalanta for 14.75 million in 2022. Now, the big question is, how does he do in 10 years? Let's take a look. So he is 30 years old at the end of the 2033 season. And as you can see, 31 million to 93 million rated, 250K per week until 2035. He is contracted to Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, how are you doing? As you can see in the Premier League, Newcastle doing very well in the Champions League spots in 4th. FIFA Club World Cup, so they were there. They were runners-up in the Champions League, runners-up in the FA Cup, knocked out in the third round, I don't care about that. But Champions League, losing out to Liverpool 1-2. Very, very interesting. They have not won it, though. But still, that is quite an accomplishment for Newcastle. And Højlund definitely helping out. Mentals and physical through the roof. Technicals, again, this stupid bug that has just not been fixed. I don't know why. Not sure why it's happening. If you're playing him and he's in your squad, he's growing in his technicals and all that. But if you're simming, he just doesn't grow at all. So screw the technicals, but mentals and physicals are very well. Season stats throughout this 2022-23 season. FA Cup, only 3 appearances, 7-0 average rating. Why didn't you use them more? Carabao Cup, nothing to even sneeze at. Leasingcup.com trophy. I don't know why. Isn't that the lower league one? Oh, he played the Newcastle under-21s. That's why. FIFA World Cup qualification, though. So he's in the World Cup qualification. Nations League, 6-6. So overall, he's doing very well. UEFA Champions League, there we go. 3 off the bench. I wonder if he's been injured. Because sadly, I took a look at the 31-32 season by accident, and he was doing very well. So he must have had some injuries this season. Premier League, 2 starting, 17 off the bench, 3 goals, 1 assist, 699. Not the greatest. FA Cup, we saw that. So let's actually take a look at the injuries now. Not much in this season, so I'm not really sure what's going on. He had 1 season injury, 2. Tight thigh, slight for 3 days, and then a cold minor for 4 days, and that's it. His major, though, in 2031, sprained knee ligaments, maybe he just didn't come back all that strong after that. 6 weeks out. He does have a ton of injuries, but most are slight, moderate, minor. Another major with broken foot in 2023 for 3 months. A couple of weeks here and there. But overall, not awful. I don't know. He'll sit out on a couple matches here and there throughout a season, but overall, he seems to be fairly well fit. Career stats, you can see he moved immediately to Benfica, 21.5 million. So they did make some money off of him, and then 60 million to Newcastle. But unfortunately, his first season in Newcastle, only 21 appearances. He was doing much better in Benfica. So it's sad to see that he went down when he hit the Premier League. And then if we look at his milestones, you can see Italian under-20 Primavera Cup winners, first international goal against Gibraltar, first international cap against Egypt. So a year later is the first goal. Atalanta seasonal best, bought by Benfica for 21.5. Named Denmark seasonal best 11. The Tasha de Liga, what is that C pronunciation? So they won with Benfica. Under 21s won the championship. Seasonal best, what is it? Seasonal best 11, best 11. Portuguese Premier League top goal scorer, Premier League young player of the year, Danish male player of the year. So he's got some real trophies in his cabinet. Winners again, Liga NOS champions. I don't know what the Liga NOS is. Is that an under 20 type of league? I don't know. So, but then doing really well, bought by Newcastle for 60, named in Denmark seasonal best 11, Newcastle seasonal best 11, and then Denmark again. And you can see he has a phenomenal record of 18 competition wins throughout his career. Liga NOS consecutively between 26 and 30. The Taça de Liga CTT between 24 and 35 times. The Taça de Portugal Placard and the Super Taça. I just can't pronounce these. I apologize. But with Benfica, he's done really well, racking up a lot. But I'm wondering how much of these are the under 21s or the under whatever type of leagues. Let me know, because I just don't know Portugal all that well. Højlund has been recognized for his talent and achievements with several awards. Portuguese Premier League Young Player of the Year on 2 occasions. Premier League top goal scorer on 5 occasions. Wow. Danish Male Player of the Year on 6 occasions. Young Player of the Year. Danish Media Young Player of the Year. I mean, he's gotten a ton of stuff, mostly in Portugal, however. Not so much, but he did get Champions League Golden Boot. I wonder when that was. Overall, it has definitely been a different career than a lot of the other young players that I've looked at. I'm going to take a look at 2035 in just a minute, but overall, he seems to be doing really well. He just needs someone to kind of care for him a little more. I don't know why Newcastle he's not doing all that well. Maybe it's the Premier League and he's just not suited for it. Maybe he's just not being treated well. And at 30 years old, he's kind of on that over the hill type of time frame. Who knows? Let's see what he's like in 2035, though. Well, as you can see, it is 2035 at the tail end of the season. He is 32 years old. He is joining Barcelona at the end of the season, so in 19 days or thereabouts. Overall, Nations League doing really well. 6-6 with 7-12 apiece. Really? Or is that just the same thing? That's got to be the same thing. That makes no different sense whatsoever. He has not played at all in the league? That can't be right. He has played no games in the last 2 seasons for Newcastle. I have no idea what is going on. Injuries, he's got a couple more, but tight hamstring, bruised thigh, there's that cold that we saw. 7 days and 2 days, and he's not playing at all? Makes zero sense to me. I mean, again, technical is not great because of the issues, but, you know, whatever. He's joining Barcelona. Get out of the Premier League. Get back to a league where hopefully you can do some real good and finish out your season. That's a great place to end. In 2034, English under-21s Premier Division 1 champions. Why is he playing so much in the under-21s? The dude is 32 years old. I mean, I don't know. It's been a very interesting career for him. Sadly, moving to Newcastle was an awful mistake by him. But hopefully Barcelona can pick him up. I have no idea what's happening from here because this is as far as my save goes. So this is where we're going to end it. But yeah, don't go to the Premier League. I don't know if it's just don't bring him to the Premier League or you need to nurture him a little better or actually use him. I don't know why Newcastle never did. So anyway, that's it for me. Rasmus Højlund. I am Seffian FM for the Football Manager blog channel saying thank you so much for watching. As always, take care and enjoy.